At least 100 people, including women and children, have been killed in an attack on a village in Sudan. Local officials and activists blame the attack on Rapid Support Forces, the paramilitary group fighting the Sudanese army. They've been doing that for over a year now. They say the forces attacked the village in the Gezira state in two waves. The conflict between the two sides has killed some 15,000 people. Well, for more now, I want to pull in the Sudan analyst, El-Bashir Idris. Mr. Idris, it's good to have you with us. The Sudanese transitional government has strongly condemned this attack on civilians. The paramilitary RSF claims that it was just defending itself. Who can we believe?
Well, the RSF have said a tweet that it seized 4 vehicles, Kalashnikovs. However, there is no proof. However, what we have seen is video evidence of the RSF fighting, or rather shooting civilians. And it's not possible they were defending themselves as they invaded in December 2023. They were the aggressors. Initial reports this morning has confirmed that they have attacked again in the al-Noura village, where just yesterday over 100 people have been killed. 29 of those have been confirmed with their names. Currently, right now, the RSF has control of the markets and have set up checkpoints around the village and within the village. However, reports from survivors have stated how the RSF used heavy machinery, heavy weaponry to essentially shred the bodies of the civilians within the village.
I know that there have been calls to end this in some type of diplomatic way. What is blocking mediation efforts here?
Well, recently, the RSF and SAF were supposed to go to Jeddah for the third round of talks. However, it seems that SAF has said that it will not participate within the Jeddah talks, even though US and its allies are trying their best to get them back into the negotiating table. However, it's clear why they won't. The RSF have not been meeting their obligations on Jeddah. Those obligations include not harming civilians and attacking very important infrastructures. We haven't seen that, or rather the Sudanese people haven't seen that being fulfilled. Furthermore, it's understandable why they would not want to go into negotiations, as it sees the RSF as a bad faith actor. The RSF using these negotiations like its left hand, however, its right hand still with the weapons that they hold, and using that in tandem with negotiations to invade cities, towns and villages, just as we've seen yesterday, today.
What about the role of powers outside of Sudan? Do you think foreign governments, are they failing the Sudanese right now?
Well, certainly. Many have called this a forgotten war. However, this is an ignored war, one that is a ticking time bomb that will affect all governments around sooner or later. With a war-torn country with the world's highest internally displacement crisis and displacement crisis as well, it wouldn't be surprised or should be taken as a surprise that there will be an increase in migration. However, the EU is also at fault here for helping fund these militias through the Khartoum process in the first place. Though there are sanctions in place, those sanctions have only harmed the State Institute of the Army within Sudan, rather than the paramilitary force and aggressor of the Rapid Support Forces. Though today, interestingly enough, the US government has released 7 sanctions against 7 UAE entities that have a role with the Rapid Support Forces and a hand in this current war in Sudan. Let's take it a bit back. The UAE have been providing weapons to the Rapid Support Forces. However, SAF, the Sudanese Armed Forces, have been making inroads with Russia and Iran. The West has had a chance to Sudan to curtail the Rapid Support Forces. However, it's lost its chance now. And this is because SAF was not getting the support it needed from the West. Now, SAF sees Russian weaponry and Iranian drones to try and go for a total military victory rather than to sit down and negotiate on the table. However, the reason why this is happening now is because it's a very important tactical and strategic advantage, especially as we enter the rainy season in Sudan soon, and a lot of the terrain will end up becoming very muddy. the rapid support forces will become support forces, and there won't be much mobility happening with a lot of mud. So what's happening is the rapid support forces are trying to hold on or claim as much land and territory as possible before the rainy season kicks in, so they can show that they have taken control. Though, as said, what we're seeing here right now in Gezira, in what the al-Noura is happening all over the country. And just today, it's been reported another massacre has happened in al-Burhan with over 15 dead there. And not including the over 1,200 people have died in al-Fashir since the troubles have began just weeks ago.
Let me just ask you, since you say that the U.S. had its chance and it's lost its chance now, is this then a conflict where you see the Russians and the Chinese being able to take advantage of the situation? Are they going to be the foreigners who win in this conflict?
Well, essentially, the reason, yesterday, a few ministers of the Sudanese government have went over to Russia as part of a conference. And from there, they've managed to cement their deal for a Russian naval base on the Red Sea, which the Russians have wanted since 2017. However, the important question that the people want, or rather the Sudanese government wants, is who can feed my people, and B, who can give us weapons, achieve us a total military victory. And this is what we're seeing now. Even though Ukraine has had a bit of a help with the Sudanese army, it's a very interesting geopolitics to see Russia, Ukraine, Iran being on the side of Assad in this very interesting but dangerous geopolitical war.
Sudan analyst al-Bashir Idris. Mr. Idris, we appreciate your time and your insights tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.